Hey guys, Mario vs. Peach here, welcoming you to Tetris. It's a Let's Randomly Play, so what do you think I'm going to do? I felt, what better game to do for a Let's Randomly Play than Tetris, because it's one of those, just a puzzle game. And there's the famous music. I'm not so great at this game, but we'll see where this goes. We'll see where this takes me. I'm so sorry if people are commenting and saying, oh, this guy sucks at Tetris. What does he even do? I never grew up with Tetris. I never had a Game Boy growing up. I had a Game Boy Advance, but I never had a Game Boy. I had Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Blue and all them, but because I had Pokemon Stadium, I could play it on there. I can't remember if I had a Game Boy, to be honest. I'm pretty sure the only reason we got Pokemon Red, Yellow and Blue is because it was given to us as a Christmas present, and we found out, oh, you can play those games on here, so we felt that we needed to get them because, you know, well, part of the experience of Pokemon Stadium would be to have those games. So yeah, I've actually just bought this game not too far back at oh jeez, that was a bad move. Yeah, so not too long ago I bought this game, and oh man, I can see why people like it. Like, this game has been re-released so many times on all consoles and stuff, so it's not like you can't... Oh, that was a wrong move there. Oh well. Yeah, it's not like you can't... It's hard pressed to find, but I felt like if I wanted to play this game randomly, I wanted to do it right, and I wanted to do it on the original game, with the original soundtrack and everything. I'm not concentrating here, am I? Yeah, so, for those of you who aren't familiar, Let's Randomly Plays are just me pretty much playing a game that I feel wouldn't be good as a regular walkthrough. Not to say that there are some games that I have played that I wouldn't mind doing a walkthrough in the future. I am sucking so bad at this. Yeah. No, I don't want to score. I just want to keep going. Alright, well, let's try this again. We're not going to have a 2-minute episode of me doing nothing. Yeah, so if you're new to this channel, because I am getting a lot of new subscribers lately, it's been a month since I've done one of these, so yeah, Let's Randomly Plays are just me. I pick a game out of my library that I feel people would enjoy, that I feel is just something that if I did a regular walkthrough of, it might happen in the future, but it means I won't be doing it as of yet. Now, there are some exceptions, like I've said. This game, of course, because it's not a game I can walk through. I can't do commentary for like 8 parts on until I get all the way up to level 10. It would be cool, but I don't think that would work. But yeah, so I've got games like Crash Team Racing that I've played that I am going to do a walkthrough in the future. But this can also help. This series also helps to introduce people just to who I am, what I do. You know, maybe you can find out a bit more about me. And they always give you the most worst possible bricks when you don't need it. Yeah, so that's pretty much what a Let's Randomly Play is. I'm only saying this just to new subscribers or new people who are watching this because it's not something that you commonly see on YouTube. You know, people don't just... I mean, I'm not going to name names, but there are some people who do this sort of stuff, and I just find it appealing. It's better, you know, rather than me having to make an excuse. Like, this is... You could probably call this an excuse as me just randomly playing a game, but it also helps to break up the pace every now and again, because I have a set schedule of how I upload and stuff. You know, it just helps to show people that, once in a while I can go out of my way just to play a random game and talk to you guys. And yeah, so like I've said, Tetris has been released many times before. It's not a game that's hard to come across. You can find it on your iPhones, your Samsungs, you can find it on console ports, you can find remakes of it, but this is the original. This is the one where you know, just things happen. This was probably, I think this was the highest selling Game Boy game. I'm not too sure about that. I do not know. So, like I said, I didn't grow up with the Game Boy, so... The Game Boy is actually a system I never owned. I just picked it up as part of, you know, I actually have a Game Boy Pocket. I need to find a color and all that. But, yeah. Jeez, no, I haven't got this. No, I'm just gonna let it die. Yeah, so you're probably wondering, if this is a Game Boy game, why is it in colour? Well, as you can probably tell, or as you've noticed probably already, we're about 5 minutes in now, I'm playing this on a Game Boy emulator. I'm playing this on not an emulator, a Game Boy Advance connection that is on my GameCube. I actually had this connection when I first bought my GameCube. It came bundled with it, surprisingly. So yeah, I was pretty lucky to have one of these, so that's how I like these things, just because it's easier for me to play like Game Boy games on a bigger screen, like, especially back when, with Game Boy Advances, there was, unless you had an SP, you didn't really have any backlighting on your system, so yeah, you sucked then. It sucked a lot. And I also have a thing to play it on my Super Nintendo as well, so the GameCube isn't the first one to introduce it, but it allowed people to, I always get the squares when I don't need it. It allowed people to play Game Boy games just however they really wanted to be honest. You know, if they wanted to play on their Game Boy Advance, they could. If they wanted to play on this, they could. Alright, so I've gotten rid of that. There's no real strategy to play. Like, I'm going off topic here a lot because there's not really much strategy to playing Tetris. It takes a while. It does take a while to. Damn it! It does take a while to learn, and then I guess you could say there is some strategy, but like I said, it's just a game where you have fun. You're stacking blocks, and let me tell you, when I first bought this, it's a very addictive game. Like, you just want to keep going. That's with all puzzle stacker games. That's why I like things like Pokemon Puzzle League and stuff like that, because those games are just amazing. Like puzzle games like this, you know, it doesn't need to be the most hardcore of plots and stuff to make you want to play a game, you know? It's just, look, I'm just stacking blocks, that's all I'm doing. Alright. So I guess I should explain how this game works, necessarily. Basically, you stack blocks and you get points. The more points you get, the better your score, and blah blah blah, like all old games. And when you clear 4 lines, you get what is called a Tetris, the name of the game, obviously. And as you can see on the side there, it shows I'm at level 1. I don't know how the levels go up. I think it's once you score a certain amount of points, your level will go up, which means the speed will increase, which is bad for me because I can barely play on the lower speed, let alone try to... I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna go up a level now. Might as well speed up the pace, even though I can't do it on the lowest difficulty. It doesn't really matter. Setting up a Tetris is easy. It's just because the game is so randomized with blocks and stuff. It's so... I have played Tetris on the DS, the Tetris DS remake. It's very hard to come across that game. I've actually been wanting to buy it for a while. That game, oh man. Just multiplayer Tetris is where it's at school time. Like, you think Pokemon was where it's at? Multiplayer Tetris. Jeez. Yeah, so I actually had to rebuy my Game Boy Advance connection thing because my old one stopped working, so I had to rebuy it. This one doesn't... My GameCube doesn't work well at all. I can tell you that now. It takes so long. It boots up like... It pretty much has... It's crashed. It has crashed. Like, it doesn't remember my system settings or nothing, but it can still play games. That's the thing. So it can still play games. It can still do things and be a console. Is that gonna go? No, it's gonna leave a space, but I don't have much to do. It's gonna leave it. What am I doing? I'm sorry, guys. I need a line. Thank you. That's not helpful. That is not helpful at all. Go there. I've stuffed this up. I know I have. But I'm just here to have fun. What's the point of playing a game if you're not going to have fun, eh? Oh, there we go. Jeez, I suck at this. Glad I'm doing it for a let's randomly play. I'm gonna go to level 0. It's much easier for me, much easier for my feeble mind to handle. And then I think we'll end it off by going to level 9, and I'll show you guys just what level 9 is all about. Yeah, so I guess while I'm here, if you guys want to suggest a game for me to let's randomly play, I suppose I I'm open to suggestions. It's just I don't want it to become a habit where I'm getting suggestions for things like Minecraft. I am trying to find Minecraft and stuff because I know that's eventually what people are going to try and suggest to me and stuff like that. But finding screen recorders and stuff that actually work and aren't scams and stuff like that is very, very difficult, to be honest. Which is why I'd rather just do the games that I have than go out of my way and... Like, I love going out of my way for you guys, but if it means that... If it's too much effort, I don't see the point, to be honest. It's just one game. Alright. Should have actually managed. You get the most stupidest blocks at the most awkward times here. I'm just gonna place this one. No, I'm not gonna be stupid. Maybe... Well, that was stupid. Put that there. That's what I wanted, but it never seems to give it to me when I actually need it. That can go there. I don't know, I'm just placing blocks randomly now because I know I'm going to. I've stuffed it up. I know when I've stuffed it up because this game doesn't like to give me... you know what? I don't even care. Just go. Don't even care. Alright. How about we just go one last level 9. If I somehow manage to do this, I will be amazed. I've already stuffed it up. Wow, it doesn't give you as much time. As you can see, you've got to be quick. You've got to know where you want to place it and everything, so... Yeah. There. You can go here. And you can slip... Well, there we go. I can only imagine how much time people would have played this game, to be honest. Like, I feel kind of bad, like, I'm a Nintendo fan, but I never really grew up with the Game Boy. But, you know, I was young when the Game Boy came out. It wasn't that easy to come across for me. Like, I would only go out every now and then, and whatever consoles I got were present. So, basically, I was subjugated to owning whatever people bought me. So, I'm a Nintendo fan because I was brought up on Nintendo consoles. I didn't know who Sonic was until the GameCube. Really? As if I stuffed that up. Yeah, so like, I didn't know who Sonic was till the GameCube era. I didn't know... I knew hardly anything. Like, I was one of those kids who didn't have the internet until like... I can't even remember. When did I first get the internet? Like, 2000... I wasn't that young, but I know I was a little bit old as well. So I think it was like year 8 or 9 when I got the internet in my house. So yeah, I wasn't familiar with things. Like, I was, like, if you wanted the definition of what a noob was, like, I didn't even know what a noob meant. That's how newbie I was at the internet. So yeah, it took me a while. Took me a while to do things. Alright. I think once we finish this one, though, we're probably going to call it a day, just because, I mean, 20 minutes of Tetris. And I don't care how many times you guys spam me, I will not be doing a full walkthrough of this game. There is nothing to walk through about it. I don't care if you guys are joking, all requests like that will be ignored. I don't want to stuff myself up too much. I can do something if I get a line piece, but really? Really? Now I have to quickly move this line piece. There we go. Alright, we got another one. Thank you. Cool. Alright, so I'm just going to keep stacking. Keep on stacking. I love the music. The Tetris theme. If you don't know what the Tetris theme is, oh boy, you are such a child. You are such a child. I remember watching a stream where someone thought this was the Pokemon, one of the Pokemon themes, and I laughed so much. Oh man, that was the funniest moment. I have a habit of laughing at people's misfortunes, but oh, well, not to the sense of, you know, being an evil mastermind. I'm like one of those people who will probably laugh at you if you fall over. Alright. Okay, guys, we've finished Tetris for today. I might... when I get good at the game, revisit it, but I doubt that very much. There is no point. So as you can see, you can change the music. And there's a C type. There's A, B, and C. But you always stick with A. Alright guys, I will see you guys, girls, whatever, next time.